It's Bill. How you doing today? Still cold. I'm still making soup. So how about a split pea soup? This is a great soup. I like it. It's kind of more less prep work, but more time cooking on the stove. So I want to get this rocking and rolling, and you'll see that it's really not that bad. I've said this before, but the biggest thing is that I don't cook a lot of ham, so when I can get already diced ham at the grocery store on sale, it was BOGO, so I actually did really well. So that's what we're going to start with. I got like 3 tablespoons of olive oil in the bottom of this pot. I got a pound of pre-diced ham. We're going to let it start to sing in there. And it was cold from the fridge. So we just want to kind of get it broken up. They vacuum this stuff till it's like compressed into nothing. So you gotta stir it up, make it happy. Now the thing to remember is the ham's pretty salty, so we really want to be careful that we don't add any other salt, either intentionally or accidentally. So let's just get this. This was a different brand than I usually use with ham, but it looked pretty good, and for BOGO I said, what the heck, it's soup. And it's going to kind of cook down to nothing anyways. This is a lengthy process to get this all done. Okay, broken up. Let's just give it a second to get nice and toasty in there. It's pretty happy, it's singing. Alright, so what's the next thing I need to add? Well, this is part of my, oh by the way, what's in the fridge, or what's in the pantry. So I knew I needed a bunch of onion, 2 medium onions, and I wanted like 3 cloves of garlic. Well, I also had a shallot left over from another recipe, and I said, well, why don't I incorporate that too? So I got shallots and onions and garlic. You know, if you don't know what a shallot is, I've never used one, they're kind of a mild garlic. Should have waited to cut one up so I could show you. But it looks like a small onion. It's got a skin on it. Lots of times when you peel it open, it's kind of sectioned, and you just kind of chop them up, slice them, and then chop them. Now we're getting somewhere. Get some flavor out of this. Yeah. It's making me hungry for hot dogs. I want hot dogs, sauerkraut, onion, mustard. Oh my. Okay, this is really pretty toasty warm. So let's get this all in here. So this is a lot of veggies, but it's all going to kind of disappear. So it'll all be good. Be really good. There we go. Oh yeah, now we're talking. Yeah. Garlic, onions, shallots. think it was the galloping gourmet, they used to say shallots or some weird. Looks pretty good. I could just like eat this, I think. So, while we're waiting, okay, we're good. While we're waiting, we gotta get pepper. Don't be shy with pepper. Because there's not a whole lot of seasonings gonna go on here. One day I'll have to replace this. I don't know what I'll replace it with. Alright, so we got that mixed up. So I got about 4 diced celery stalks. Let's throw this in. This doesn't really need to be sauteed because it's going to just soften up from cooking. But I want to get it in here before, so I can get heated through. Onions are starting to cook down. Very, very fragrant here. Can't go wrong. Still smells really good. I'm pretty excited about this. Alright, so what do I need? I need 4 cups of chicken stock, broth, whatever. It's been hard to get because of all the chicken problems we're having. Bird flu. But this is all they have is the low sodium. They didn't have the no salt added. So, this is what we're going to get. Now, I need some flavor. I need me a couple bay leaves. 2 good sized ones, all you need. That was a little puny. There we go. And thyme. Need about a teaspoon of thyme. But I want it kind of rounded, so a little more than a teaspoon. Teaspoon plus, we call that. And last but not least, we need enough water, but I happen to have some leftover Oktoberfest, which is a little flat, so I'm going to put a beer in here for flavor. You know, nothing like a little of that hops and barley and all that stuff. Just one. It's That's all it takes. Added some good flavor to it. Because ham and beer, that's a good combination. You know, when you're trying to put things together in your mind, just think, what goes together? And hopefully that would help you, right? You know, if you're like thinking, oh, I drink a beer and I eat a hot dog. Oh, ham, yeah. If I eat sausage, I drink a beer. I mean, you know, there's so many things. All right. Now, split peas come in a little bag, right? They're dried little peas. They're going to absorb all this fluid. So what I want to do is I open the bag up, put it in a colander and rinse it real well to get any of the extra dust or junk out. And this is what you end up with. Look at that, they're green. Every time I do this, and they absorb the water that's around them, they start to, because I rinsed these a little while ago. So you'll see this had absorbed some water. So I have my backup. I wanted about 4 cups total of water to add, and because I substituted beer, I substituted that for a cup because I wasn't sure how much more evaporation we were going to get from the beer, and we kind of add as needed. Now once the split peas start to grow, which they're already doing, just soaking up, and I want to give them about a 5-minute head start before I do anything else, because I want them to absorb that chicken stock and beer into them before I start adding the water. But I can tell that it's very quickly absorbing water because my pot is losing fluid and it's growing. The split peas are growing. It's kind of scary. Alright, so what do we got to do? I want to put 2 cups in here. Now this is probably the longest part of the process, right? So what we need to do is let this cook. This is going to take an hour probably to get it to kind of everything cook, soften up, expand, and do what it's going to do. So let me start by pouring about 2 cups in here, 1.5 cups. Whoa, Nelly. I want to get it back to being liquidy again. So now we're just going to put the lid on it and let it rock and roll for about an hour. I'll see you back in an hour and we'll see what it looks like. Alright, we're back. Everything's looking pretty cool in here. I'm going to show you that in a minute, but I want to start with, alright, so normally we'd have the 4 cups of water to go with the 4 cups of chicken stock broth. I put a beer in there and they're like 14 point some ounces because they're metric. I was just looking, it's exactly 1.5 cups left, and I only filled this to 3, so I put 1.5 cups. This is still on standby in case we need it. Alright, but so far it was a beer and 1.5 cups of water. Alright, and the recipe is just going to show the water because I don't always put, this is the first time I put beer in it, but it does smell really good, so I might do it again. Alright, so let's get the lid off, and I did cook it for an hour with the lid on because we really want to get everything happy. And so what do we do next? I'll turn it back on because I turned it off so I didn't steam my face. I got about a cup of cut carrots. Put that in. And carrots, when they're cut up like that, they don't take long to get nice and tenderized. And I had like 3 red potatoes, skins on, and I always soak them in water. And then all I gotta do is take some handfuls. I wanted about 3-4 cups of. You can be really flexible on this stuff. It's soup, remember? And I'm going to put another big handful in, and then I'll stir it around and see how it looks. And I didn't cut, I waited till right before the hour's up to cut these so they were nice and fresh to go in here. And you put them in a little cold water. I had to put ice in it because we don't have cold water right now because it's already starting to be spring here. Alright, so I'm thinking I can go ahead and put the rest of those potatoes in. It's probably about a pound. This is a great way to make sure your potatoes are clean and they stay fresh without brown spots before you get them in here. But I've been buying extra potatoes when I do stuff like this because you never know when you cut into them. Sometimes they got dirt inside them, you know, from the way they grow. So I'm going to pour this out and get rid of it. Got me a big old pot here of really good looking soup. Now we just need to get some of the, the peas are really starting to soften. So now is a perfectly good time, as you're stirring it, look for the bay leaves. This looks like such a mess right now, but give it time to cook and gather its thoughts, and it's going to be so good. My stomach's growling, look at that. Oh yeah. Yeah, this is going to be really nice when it gets all done. So this is the kind of thing you can let simmer on your stove. We know we got to cook it for at least a half an hour. And don't leave it alone, but you know, like go to the grocery store. But certainly let it just simmer, all the flavors, and remember, it's soup. You can get really creative with soups. Trust me. Oh, yeah. And the peas are really starting to come together now and kind of fall apart. And it's really going to thicken up the soup. Everything is really looking happy. All the potatoes mixing in. Yeah, like that. This is just heaven. if I'm actually going to not be sitting here staring at my pot of soup, one thing I do differently is I'm not going to cover it. Get it centered again. I want to make sure it's got a little boil to it. And I'm going to give it half hour of just nice simmering to get it done. I will see you back in another half hour. I'm going to show you how good this soup looks. Be back in half an hour. Man, oh man. This is soup spectacular. Just perfect. Remember, soups like this, beans, any kind of that stuff, keep an eye out when you reheat. You might need a little more liquid. You can always just add a little water. But this is just beautiful now. I hate when they take soups like this and either thicken it with flour, you've heard me bitch about it all the time, or make it too thick, because you really don't want gravy. You want soup. And I'm always checking to make sure that not a lot stuck on the bottom, because I was boiling pretty good there that last half hour. And make sure it's all mixed together. Fine consistency. I remember back in the 70s, General Motors came out with a little mini pickup truck, a Chevy Love, and it actually came in this color green. Yeah, that's sure what they were thinking. It's wild colors. But to each their own, I guess. Alright, so, oh yeah, this is beautiful. It's just perfect. Other than the fact, you know, it takes an hour and a half, it really wasn't that hard to put together. So hopefully you're willing to try it. Yeah. Consistency wise, it's beautiful. Got just enough bite to it. Consistency is just that's a beautiful, beautiful soup. I'm telling you. You will really enjoy this. So, I have a couple more soups left. I've done some pretty busy work getting these soups done. I'm in the market for a new editing software because we've had some changes to the one I use. So it's limiting what I can do. But hopefully I'll get that resolved this week and we can get some more quality videos. Man, it looks so good. Anyway, I'm going to stop playing with it. I'm going to tell you, appreciate y'all. Try it. And nothing else, have a great day. Have fun watching my videos. Remember, rainy, snowy days, inclement weather, just sit at home and watch my videos. Don't do anything else, alright? And I'll see you next time with another great video.